Welcome, Libra. This is Sugar Free Tarot. Thank you for dropping by. This is your monthly read for November 2020. Just going to have a little shuffle here. I don't know about you, but I like to see it shuffled on screen, especially when it's just the one pack. This is Major Arcana Ancient Italian Tarot. So I'm just going to have a quiet little shuffle here. And we'll see what we see for November 2020. New moon in your sign today, Libra. Bit of a world changer, this one, as I understand it. The readings for this month that I've done so far are pretty pokey, which in my dialect means powerful. Okay, just another couple, and then we'll be there for you, Libra, for November 2020. Okay, let's go. Right, we've got Death in the reverse. Okay, we've got the Empress. And we've got the Chariot. This has come up such a lot, the Chariot. Okay, let's just get these nice and centered. Right, okay, so we're coming in with, all right, it's already happened. Okay, Death in the reverse. It's already happened. Whatever it is that's brought you here, it's already happened. And great growth has come from it, whether we can see it or not. And I think we probably can't yet, because, you know, generally the Death card, I mean, it's huge transformation, but nobody seeks it. And very often it happens unseen. And that's utterly the nature of the changes ushered in by this new moon in your sign today, the day I'm reading. It's unseen, it's quiet, it's happening sort of in the dark. It's a tiny little shift, but huge growth. So, and here in the Chariot, what we have is the ability to marshal opposing forces, represented by these horses of forces here, each of which has its own idea. Each of these horses has its own idea of the direction in which it is a good idea to go. And what the charioteer does is use their skill and their strength and their experience and their courage, frankly, to tug and release, pull and let go, hold and release the reins of these two independent, not necessarily opposing, but independent forces, doing all this, manipulating, pulling, pushing, working, loosening, all of it, in order that the Chariot keep moving forward. That's the nature of the Chariot card. So there's, by the time we're into November, which is when this reading is for, this imperceptible change has already happened. And there's just fecundity, sprouting. There's a sprouting coming from it. And there's this wonderful, wonderful forward motion with, as I say, great skill employed here on the part of the charioteer to keep the show on the road. Right, let's shuffle a little bit more and see what more we can see on this. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Right, one jumped out there, but it kind of folded itself back in, so I'm going to leave it. Okay. Right, how interesting. We've got the Emperor. Now, the Emperor has not shown himself in these readings in the upright until you, Libra. So we've got the Emperor and the Empress on the table now, both in the upright. New order, new order. Um, the role of the Emperor in general is the role. It's the role of the father, and the father plays a really interesting role in things because his actual the role of the male in terms of the creation of new life. Certainly where mammals are concerned, in the majority of cases, the role is really very minor. You know, they give their seed and then they're free to go. They don't have this huge investment like the female does, like the mother does, and yet in the way that we live, it's the male energy that rules how our lives, really pretty much in terms of worldly lives. It's the male energy that sets the tone of patriarchy. Um, and I'm wondering whether this is, in a sense, something to do with these two horses here. Because when these two work together, the Empress and the Emperor, we've got happiness. We've got peace. You know, when they are at peace with each other, at peace with themselves, which they clearly are because they're in the upright, and in peace with each other. We get good forward motion, we get good mental, emotional, and therefore physical health. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's keep going. Okay, the start. Oh my God, this is so lovely for you, Libra. This is so lovely. Again, we've got something happening. Well, we've got the quality here, death in the reverse, and the star of deep quiet, deep night, and good stuff happening in the dark. All right, this change has happened by the time we get into November. This is the card for today. All right, this is death in the reverse. It's this tiny, it's not a grand sweeping away, it's a tiny yet irrevocable and hugely significant change happening today, 16th of October, with the new moon. And it's mirrored here by this beautiful nighttime scene where there is so much to give that it can be given away, and it can be given away in the security of utter faith. And that's why she feels completely comfortable out in the open at night, under the stars, naked. She's not even looking at what she doesn't even need, like the angel of temperance with the two jugs. She doesn't need to watch what she's doing. There's just so much she can give and give and give, and there's an endless flow. This is beautiful. There's balance here. There's a lovely combination of an energetic combination here between balance in the two horses in the chariot, balance in the Emperor and the Empress in harmony with each other, and yet at the same time we've got this story of this tiny, unspeakably significant change happening here in death in the reverse, indescribably significant. And the upshot here in this card is just this lovely flow of hope and faith, and so much safety that one can afford to make oneself vulnerable in the nakedness. I'm going to get one more for you. This is just so lovely. It's really quiet, it's really understated, it's really balanced. It's full of change, but it's just the most, it's like a new dawn. It really is. It's like a new dawn. It's just absolutely lovely. That's the feeling I'm getting, a new dawn. Okay, and we've got the Fool in reverse. How interesting. I'm going to be straight with you. It is in reverse. Okay. All right. This newness, this new era that we're coming into through November as kicked off by this new moon in your sign on the 16th of October. It's new and it's not new. It's actually a resetting of things. It's the Great Reset. It's the start of the kind of unfolding of the Great Reset, which has, I've got to say, it's already happened. All right, it happened on the 3rd of October. Okay, I'll just be straight with you. You know, I'm a tarot reader. I feel these things. It was the 3rd of October. Great Reset. Um, so it's not like new. It might as well be new because it's been so long since what was drifted away from decades ago was drifted away from. You know, most of us don't remember what it was like before this thing that has been in operation, which ended on the 3rd of November and which begins to show that it has ended on the 16th of November and then unfolds as having ended throughout November, December, and through into January 2021. Most of us don't remember what life was like before this. I do, and that's how I knew it was over. I'm old enough to remember what it was like before. So there's a sense of the familiar. We're coming back in the Fall in Reverse here. We're coming back to fundamentals. We're coming back to basics. We're getting back down onto the earth, back down to reality, back to reality. And as I say, it might as well be new because it feels new. Because what has ended and the change after what has ended is really big. But it's actually a redressing of something that went badly out of balance about 45 years ago. So, you know, it's going to feel like it's new, but it's actually not. But it's it's beautifully balanced. There's safety. There's a balance of forces. It's happened very quietly. And yeah, it's a redressing of a balance, a resetting of a balance that was lost a good while ago, and that is now back. And I think, you know, for you, Libra, this is happening in your sign. This is this death in the reverse here, happening today on the 16th of November. So, you know, it's a special time. It's a special time. I don't see anything to fear here. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Namaste.